Hello friends, and welcome to this week's Friday Fire. In the Gospel of Matthew chapter 9 verses 37 and 38, Jesus gives what I believe is the most unprayed prayer or the most neglected commandment that Jesus gave while he was on the earth. Matthew 9, 37 and 38, Jesus said to his disciples, "The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest." Over in the Gospel of John chapter 4, I'm reminded of that encounter Jesus had with the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman there, and how that they just went back and forth, and Jesus met her right where she was, told her everything she ever did, and then she went back as the disciples were walking up from going to town to the store to buy some lunch, get some things for lunch. She departed, and they couldn't believe that Jesus was talking to this Samaritan woman still here. And he said, "Okay, let's eat." The disciples did. And Jesus said, "I have meat to eat that you know not of." And the disciples basically said, "So who cooked him lunch while we were gone? What'd you have to eat?" And he said that my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. Say not that there are yet 4 months, and then comes harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. I'm absolutely convinced that as Jesus spoke those words, right when he said, the fields are white already to harvest, back over his shoulder, the disciples could see that woman that Jesus had been talking to at this well, bringing all of the men of Samaria back to meet Jesus for themselves. I am absolutely convinced that it is harvest time, not just in the United States, not just in one country of the world, but in every nation of the world. We have a tremendous opportunity to be a part of that harvest in Kenya, with 3 different outreaches coming up in the month of April. April the 14th through the 17th, we will be in the Malava Pastors and Leaders Conference with Bishop Eli Taliti there in Malava. This is our first time there. We're excited to be able to go back there to be in those days of harvest and impartation to those pastors and leaders in that area. Then April 21st and 22nd, we will be down in Kisii, Kenya, in southwest Kenya, for the AEGA Leaders Conference there with Bishop Stephen Sarara. Then, on April the 25th through the 29th, we will be back in Kilgoris at the Revival Now School of Ministry there in Kilgoris, Kenya. $50 will sponsor one pastor or one leader to attend one of these upcoming meetings in the month of April. Revival Now International's mandate is to see revival come to the nations of the world and to equip pastors and leaders with just the basic knowledge of the Word to help them combat false teaching, superstitious ideas, and unbiblical mindsets. I say this everywhere we go, and it's true. Many men and women are brought into leadership and brought into pastoral ministry simply because they were radically saved by the grace of God, filled with the Holy Spirit of God, and began to preach the gospel and immediately began having conversions to their ministry, so much that even if they had not had a, quote, dramatic call to the ministry, they became called to the ministry by virtue of them winning all these people to the Lord. And so your giving to Revival Now Ministries will help us to equip and train one of these leaders either in the Kisii Convention or in the Malava Conference or in the Revival Now School of Ministry. We very seldom say anything about finances here on Friday Fire, but if these videos have been a blessing to you and you would love to be a part of the Revival Now International Partnership team, we would love to have you join us. I want to say to all of our current partners, our churches, our friends, our family family members who support us, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our heart. We appreciate you, and your giving is helping us to help pastors and leaders in rural areas come together to be equipped, encouraged, and receive something that they desperately need to go back to the field of their assignment and work their part of the Great Commission. You can give one of three ways. You can give by going to our website, revivalnow.org/give. Click the PayPal button. It will take you to PayPal and you can give that way. You can give by debit or credit card, by email. Send us an email to david@revivalnow.org. That's david@revivalnow.org. And we'll communicate with you on how you can give by debit or by credit card, or you can give by check to Revival Now International, P.O. Box 1076, Lanett, Alabama, zip code 36863. And we would love to have you a part of the Revival Now International Partnership Team. Join Pam and I this weekend at First Assembly of God in Statesboro, Georgia with Pastor John Love in their 2016 Missions Convention on Saturday night and on Sunday morning, Saturday night at 7 o'clock p.m. and Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. That's in Statesboro, Georgia at First Assembly of God. Don't forget to visit our website, revivalnow.org. And until next time, I'm praying for the fire of the Holy Spirit of God to fall in your life this weekend.